Alrighty. I'm a little paranoid about whether my voice is actually coming through, so allow me to briefly listen to the stream. Waiting. I can turn the volume back down. Alrighty. I'm a little paranoid. Okay, we're sounding good. So, let me make sure all of my periffs and stuff are in place. And okay, good, you can hear me. Awesome. And let me make sure my death counter is good. And we are ready to go. So, we are back. This is Slay the Princess. Last stream was ended a little abruptly because, not gonna mince words, add to shit, but I made sure to do all relevant business before this stream, so we're gonna get right back at it. Hoping to actually make good on the promise from last time and do more than one loop. Especially because we ended on a hell of a cliffhanger last time. Ends up we were not able to resist the commands of the narrator, and we attacked the princess, even though what I was hoping for was a Heartbreak the Princess run. Hence Operation Heartbreak, where the first part of the loop we convince her that, yeah, we're all good. But then we betray her in the second one. Uh-oh, getting some concerns about bitrate. Hopefully it'll go back in just a moment. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. So, where we last left our hero was right after a hell of a twist when we were not able to stop ourselves from attacking. So, let's see where we are. Alright, so we just attacked.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
Now she has gone back to her original voice. She's not using like the cute waifu voice anymore. That's interesting.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
I'm still seeing that low bitrate warning. Let me just check real quick if I can possibly close some stuff that might be taking up the bandwidth. Come on.
If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened.
Stream looks nice and sharp. Okay, that's good. Luckily, I don't think the bitrate it needs to be very high for this game.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, that was fast. I guess we gotta update the death counter already. The Witch. This one's new.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, so I already slew the princess, but she also killed me. We don't actually know if we killed the princess. So back up for a second. What I'm starting to suspect about the sort of lore of this series, I've not looked up anything about this game. I've not watched anybody else's playthroughs. But in the previous stream, when when she was still our innocent waifu, as soon as we got her outside, the entity absorbed her. And at that point, and it seems once the entity absorbs her, that's when reality collapses. That is the end of the world. So I wonder if the current nature of the loop is, if the princess escapes, it's the end of the world, not because she destroys it, but just because she gets absorbed. And whether it's for meta reasons or what, that's what causes the end of the world. But if we die first, then the world just regenerates. And it's possible for us to both die. But we need to die to get to the next loop.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Voice of the opportunist.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Alright, let's just proceed.
A warning before you go any further.
Alright, it's the same cabin.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry, you can trust us to get the job done.
How is it going to be different this time?
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots.
That's a little creepy.
The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Now, I want to betray the princess, but it's going to be hard to do without the knife. Maybe, similar to the damsel, we could go in without the knife. I don't know, she seems pretty hostile.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's just go.
No blade. I hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
And there goes the mirror. I haven't checked out the mirror the last few times. Maybe I'll do so next time.
Revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Alright, say the line, Bart. If she lives here, killing her would probably be a mercy.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Yay!
Her voice skitters up from below.
I wonder how checking the mirror will affect things. I don't know.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Ooh. I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Is it too late to grab the knife?
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
This guy is a drama from Disco Elysium incarnate.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
Ayy.
Fine. You're the boss. Thank you. You descend the basement steps.
He's a furry
entering
now.
the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
I won't hurt you, babe.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She got like the little cat mouth there.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
At least this narrator is less resistant.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
Now that's interesting. My world is on the line. They drop like little tidbits about the narrator in every single run. And playing a little bit of this every week isn't great for my retention, but I'm sure it'll come together eventually.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Sorry about last time, babe.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Get the sense you're not happy with me, baby.
Is
I can
that a
change.
joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
Can't you get out of those? Yeah, those chains certainly didn't stop our last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Just drop.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Yeah, but having a tongue. I don't think I said that. There's something bigger at work here. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Alright, let's get out of here, honey.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
I'm unarmed, sweetie. Come closer.
She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
You first, babes.
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better by now.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry, that just slipped out.
Just go first. The princess leans close, her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially. What is she doing? I think she's trying to figure out if we're lying, so it's a good thing we didn't lie.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar.
She's blushing.
If I have to go first, I'll go first. But I'll have you know my ears are sharp, and I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Eyes on the back of her head? Does she really?
Voice of the credulous.
No, we're fine. The princess pointedly turns her back on you and starts up the stairs. You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs.
We're almost there. You better not try anything. I know you're thinking it.
Crispy Chips, don't call me that, god damn it.
No, never. Just keep your eyes peeled when you get out of the basement, if you catch my drift. I don't follow. Oh, you'll know it when you see it. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold, turning back to smile at you. But something catches her eye. Oh no.
Oops.
Oh no? It's the blade, isn't it? I was going to tell you to grab it once we got upstairs. That was the whole keep your eyes peeled thing, and then you would have stabbed her in the back and we would have been winners.
I'll be honest, that's what I was planning.
I wonder if perhaps you were planning to bury this in my back. What an awful little scheme that would be. Too bad I got here first, and I don't even need it. Bye-bye, you loathsome little nuisance.
No.
Then she slams the door on you. Its lock swiftly clicks into place. Locked in the basement, I thought for sure she was just going to stab us. The princess cackles from the other side of the door.
How does it feel to be locked away and forgotten by the world? Isn't it just awful?
Crispy Chips, I think we have different definitions of that word. And besides, I was trying to butter her up so I could get her within stabbing distance. This is the Heartbreak the Princess stream, okay? Keep up. Thought you needed me to get out.
You, but I just couldn't help myself. And we both know that you're already scheming about how to get back at me if I ever open this door. So we're going to stay exactly as we are right now, for as long as either of us lives.
You tried to. It's locked. You throw yourself against the door. It won't budge.
No, you're going to sit down there forever, languishing.
Please, I'll be
As if I
good.
could ever trust you after everything you've done to me. And after what I've done to you, you can't trust me either. Neither of us is ever getting out of here. It's in our nature to be trapped.
So, what now?
Why isn't he saying anything? I
Oh.
think he's gone.
Oh, she got. Oops.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again. Otherwise, I might have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure. Why is everything going away? I feel cold.
Bye-bye, honey. Off you go. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
You know, just don't worry about it, guys. You're all gonna disappear into the void. Alright, how am I gonna be fucked up this time? Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The remains you've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it.
Hey, sweetie pie. You think there are
It
people out
doesn't
there?
matter if there are. People are frail and impermanent. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Yeah, this one looks a lot more normal. Looks very similar to the damsel. Do you think anything is real out there? Do you think we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
That doesn't make any sense, babe. But sure.
This one is hope, marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Yeah, alright. You got any exposition about the narrator?
No, their minds are empty.
Shoot. Okay. I do believe that the narrator exists in another world because of what he said in this run specifically about his own world.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours. No, the point of awakening is to find out.
How many more vessels you need,
One.
honey?
Whatever
One?
you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Oh, I kind of thought there would be more than that. Interesting. What do you want then?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
What if I just don't bring you anymore?
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
Alright, let's go.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Maybe this game is shorter than I thought. Because I thought there would be more choices involved in the various Act 2s. Like, I kind of wanted to revisit the ghost. Or maybe there would have been a chance, like, maybe there's a lot of different paths, but you can only choose a certain amount of them in a playthrough.
I will be here, waiting for you.
And I'm dead. We're in the double digits.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright. I haven't tried just leaving.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange.
Oop.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Maybe everyone should die, the Historia Rice option. That's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
God damn it!
Look at that. You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
No,
There's
this is the
always a
Defiance
choice.
run.
Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge
This is
into
a
the
new
woods,
angle.
something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Yes.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh. I'm counting that as a death.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, let me get chat back up.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic...
Oh, crap. Those walls weren't there last time.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
Okay, fine. Just go to the cabin.
A warning. Before you go in, if she will lie, if we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space.
Ooh,
It's
motion
all
sickness.
shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Non-Euclidean table over there.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh ho ho ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
I'm trying to figure out whether I recognize some of these or not. These different patchwork parts here.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. It will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just...
Right.
You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Cool.
Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Yes.
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Let's look at the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
My
I
strange
hope you know
bird
how
hand.
ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Everything and nothing. Makes me think of that Tumblr post about the flavor of someone who found like a very specific combination of drinks, like cranberry Mike's and what was it, like cucumber Gatorade, that formed into a flavor that was just like a void. It just tastes like nothing. Because that's how this place smells.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
He said the thing.
Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Kill.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
The Act 2 voices are always great. To the right, always to the right.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way. But the further you go, the deeper you sink in. First,
Those
it's like a
look
lovely
like
plush
teeth.
carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight. The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going, but you manage to fight against the overwhelming urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought. You slowly lose
Concept art
sense of
world.
yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you okay?
Ugh. Okay, oh jeez, I got jump scared. Ugh, waifu jump scare.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And, why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
We still have a chance to Heartbreak. I didn't realize I was here.
That's okay. Sometimes I forget where I am too.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face.
He looks normal enough.
She's so warm and friendly. It's deception. Don't buy into it.
I'm tired of waiting for an answer.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
Put her back together.
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
We ran away.
Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Oh, this is trippy. So, the last 3 options are all 1. There's more of you now.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? You could always start by stabbing her. Which her? Any of them. I don't know about you, but I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine? I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Infinite waifu glitch. Oh god. So originally I was thinking I'll split them into 3 because there's 3 options here, but... yeah, in fact, let's just do that.
Wait, that's not right. Go on.
Hey.
Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Crispy, I'm probably going to steal that infinite waifu glitch joke for the tweet announcing the next stream, because that's pretty good.
All at once you charge forward, knife gleaming to slay the princess just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't...
It's kind of a... If this is the last loop, this is pretty appropriate.
Do you not have anything
that we just happen to
witty
end
say?
up here.
I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all. falls apart.
Ooh, we got one knife in there.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Sorry, sweetie. It's time for you to join the collective.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
Gonna be okay, in a way. Join the Borg. But you'll never know. You'll never know if she heard your reply. She's gone. Memory returns. Crispy chips. My dearest firstborn. I rate child names by like how easy they are to shout across a field, letting them know it's time to come in. Crispy! Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll consider it.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Sorry, lads. This is going to be the last time I speak. Alright. How's it going to be? What? I'm a vampire. Oh. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. I was a bird all along.
I think you know what I am.
Narrator? A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image and the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. So I'm a bird man, but the narrator's just a bird.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
I did it all for my sweetums. What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you.
Is he the real bad guy?
I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
I'm running out of questions. I can't waste questions on that. Are you a part of me?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
This reminds me a little bit of The Egg by Andy Weir. If you know, you know. What is my true identity?
You're the Long Quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I'm the Long Quiet. Because that's where that's where the waifu conglomerate lives. What is the princess?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
There's a lot of questions, and I know that they're very limited. Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Are you or were you a god?
In life, I was painfully mortal, a witness to the end of days. I held the fear of death in my heart and saw oblivion threaten the very memory of everything I knew and everyone I loved. I needed to do something, so I made you, and I made her, and I made this place to hold you both.
Is there anything here that, what is this place? Yeah, actually, how would you make deities?
Cycle of life and death, the endless pattern of creation and destruction. I tore it in two and shaped the fraying threads into you and her.
How am I supposed to destroy an abstract concept?
With some amount of difficulty. But you're an abstract concept yourself. It would have been preferable if you had destroyed her within the confines of the construct, but when I shaped the two of you, I made sure that you were strong enough to see things through.
Alright, sure, buddy. Sure, buddy. I'm gonna destroy my waifu.
Are you lying? I can't tell. But I've said my piece, and my time's up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. It is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh. Yeah.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Did you hear me talking to the crow?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
What now, honey?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
So she resembles the stranger, the last one that she absorbed. So I wonder if she has both a nascent form and a godly form for every possible vessel you could bring her, because that's a hell of a lot of art for this game that many people probably won't see.
When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There was a question available that I didn't choose, but it was basically like, death is good, actually. I just noticed that she's made of, like, pulsating naked women. I wonder if this is going to get me demonetized. Oh well. So many stories left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Why does this all fall into me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Alright. I'm still confused about a lot of things.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Violence? Sweetie? Honey? Baby?
Your masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
Seemed in pain, honey.
I saw with a single pair of eyes what I needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them opening to what we are. A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move, and yet we both don't.
For each of us watches the other instead of ourselves.
It's just like confronting me with all of the past runs. This is cool.
But forever is not forever. You let me move and I slammed the door. But that is not the end. And both of us must face our partner once again. The barbs twist deeper, but they do not have to. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
This first one seems pseudo-philosophical enough to appeal to her.
Meaning lies in experience, and experience lies in contrast. Abandoning one's search is not the same as losing the capacity to discover. I am contrast itself. To reject me is to reject the shape of everything. Do not use words to reduce that which your eyes know to be irreducible. Your lover tried to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
That feeling never left me.
Then there's no need for you to fight what we are. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand.
Need to see my perspective, honey.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
This music is banging.
With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. But forced between choosing your death and forfeiting your body, you chose agency. But agency requires action, and action requires an endless tapestry of events. In your final moments would you remove action itself from reality?
Then accept
I don't want that.
the world as it is now, with both of us a part of it.
What is a person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with?
Man, this whole sequence is just like a lot to process. I feel like I would have to play this over and over many times in different runs to really kind of grasp what's going on here.
A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
I don't fear death anymore, honey.
If you do not fear it, then there is no need for you to struggle against it. Let go. Leave with me.
I'm gonna be with my honey. Let's do it.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature, stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings, spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
Color? There are no words, no thoughts to simply describe to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contain 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you have always been and just as you will always be. The conflict is in your nature. The two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Achievement. There are no endings, only new beginnings. It looks like that's the end in big scare quotes. This feels like a multiple playthrough kind of game. I might continue streaming this just to like completely start over from the beginning, because it seems like that might be the easy ending of just kind of going along with her. The alternative would probably be to convince her of a different point of view. Oh, track order for a special playlist just for me. I can always look that up on the stream. So I guess that's the track order of my specific playthrough. That's pretty good. Yeah, I get the feeling that getting a true ending is going to be a lot harder because you actually have to grapple with whatever weird philosophy this game is trying to put together. But that could be interesting. The one little spoiler that I saw is I did see in one of the patch notes something about the shifting mound boss fight, and that's, I guess, what we just went through. So we didn't even really engage with the boss fight. We ultimately just went with her. And that's seems like a good ending. I mean, we remade the universe. But there's a lot of unanswered questions there. So, I mean, as far as I understand the lore, this sounds a little bit like One Shot, in that we're in a sort of construct meant to recreate the universe, but it also has a little bit of Neon Genesis Evangelion, where we're trying to undo death. So, now the princess is not death, she is change. We are the potential to undo death. Ugh, it's crazy. Oh, they keep on trying to send me to the Discord. That's really something in it. The art in this game is just incredible. Like, wow. I have to imagine there's just a ton of other possible looks for the shifting mound in that final sequence. Probably explain why this took so long, because I believe this one has been kind of just lurking in the background, not really known to a lot of people for a really long time. There's definitely some paths that I would have liked to take. Like in the damsel, I want to see what betraying her is like. I want to see what it's like getting possessed by the ghost. Because I imagine that probably would have ended the run right there, because then she would have escaped in which she would have been absorbed by the shifting mount. And even though it might just turn into a cosmetic difference for the final encounter there, I really want to see what it would have been like to try to completely defy her. And I'm sure there's also just a lot of forms for the princess to take that we haven't seen. So, tentatively, I might continue this stream next Monday. I guess follow my Twitter for updates. They're always trying to get me to join the damn Discord. Alright. That does it for now. Thank you for those joining, and thank you for those watching the VOD. And, don't trust monster girls, or maybe do. See ya.